Good evening, tiny soul. Tonight's lullaby is soaked in stone and silence. The kind of silence that presses against your bones. You're about to hear what happens when a man walks into a place that remembers too much. A place that doesn't just haunt you, it waits for you. So tuck in tight and try not to blink when the door slams shut. Scratch the like button in the dark. Subscribe or stay behind with him.
They say the night shift is quiet. Whoever said that never worked alone in a place like J Ward. I'd been pulling security gigs for about 6 years by the time I signed up. Construction sites, emergency clinics, a shuttered meatpacking plant out past Ballarat. Nothing glamorous, but nothing I couldn't handle. J Ward was supposed to be temporary. 3 nights a week, old asylum turned museum. Just me, a key card, and a checklist. When I asked about backup, the site manager laughed.
What? You scared of ghosts?
I told him no. He gave me a binder and said, just don't mess with cell 17. I thought he was screwing with me. Everyone loves a haunted story. That first night, I started to feel it. Not fear, just a resistance. Like the building didn't want me there. It wasn't just the cold. It was intentional. The ward itself had that Victorian ugliness. Stone walls that bled condensation. Tiny windows too high to see out of. Metal fixtures that hummed just beneath hearing. As I walked my first rounds, everything echoed wrong. My footsteps slapped too loud. The radio static hissed like it was breathing. I kept thinking about something I'd read once, about how J Ward used to chain prisoners upright for hours. No trial, no names, just cages. Men would scratch the same wall so long the stone got polished, smooth. It made my skin crawl. I shook it off. Then cell 17's light flickered. I hadn't even noticed it was on. None of the other rooms had working bulbs, but this one hummed. I logged it, moved on. Didn't sleep well. Second night, I brought a thermos of coffee, a flashlight, and a little bag of salt. Don't ask me why. Maybe a superstition from my nan, or just the kind of thing you do when your keys vanish and reappear in the morgue chute. That night, I started checking every room more carefully. Each cell was its own echo chamber. You could smell the history, metal, mildew, old linen, but cell 17 smelled different. It had that sweet smell, like flowers that had rotted, or blood someone tried to wash off stone. I didn't step inside. Not yet. By the third night, I stopped pretending it was just a job. Something was shifting. I started dreaming about the place, even when I wasn't there. I'd wake up and feel the mattress wasn't mine, that the ceiling was too low, that I was waiting for someone to unlock the door. Around 3:12 a.m., I walked past cell 17. The door was open, just wide enough to see inside. There was a man standing in the far corner, face to the wall, hands at his sides. He looked posed, like someone had placed him there deliberately. I leaned closer. He turned his head, just slightly enough for me to see the side of his face. It wasn't scarred, it wasn't bloody, but it was wrong. Asymmetrical, eyes too close together. Lips like they'd been drawn on with a finger. He stared at me like I'd disappointed him, and then he smiled. Not cruel, not angry, just a quiet, knowing curve. I stepped back, the door slammed shut. No wind, no hands, just force. And I swear to God, I heard a voice from inside the cell say, softly, gently, like a bedtime whisper, "You remember, don't you?" I quit the next morning. Didn't even finish the shift. I left the key card on the front desk, turned off my phone, and never went back. But it's been 4 weeks now, and I can't stop hearing that whisper. I've started seeing that face sometimes in mirrors, sometimes in dreams. I can't shake the feeling that he wasn't just watching me. He was recognizing me, like we had met before. And here's the thing that really scares me. I looked through old intake records before I left. There was never a cell 17 listed. Not in any floor plan, not in the files, but in the margins of an old handwritten log, I found a single note. Return to sender. Inmate insists he was never discharged. There was no name, just an ID number, one I recognized. Mine.
That was deliciously rotten. Your shift is over, but the story isn't. It follows the ones who pay attention. And you listen too closely. Lullabites never sleep. They just wait.